What's going on, guys? Thanks for tuning in to today's episode. I wanted to take a quick second to show y'all my 2025 kayak tournament setup. My son may be in the video right now. But anyways, if y'all don't know, this is the Town Autopilot 120. When I was doing my research, I was trying to make a decision on the 136 or the 120. I went with the 120 strictly because at the time I didn't have a trailer. Now that I have a trailer, I kind of wish I would have went with the 136, but the 120 has been absolutely awesome since the day I've gotten it. But as you can see, I got the blue with the kind of black grayish color in there. So I got the Garmin 93 SV. It's a 9-inch screen. I got the Garmin 93 SV strictly because I plan on updating my stuff to LiveScope eventually. Right now, I'm currently still working on reading side scan and down scan. And it's just overall a great tool to have to be able to give you maps, because Garmin actually, I'm not entirely sure how many maps they have, but here in Texas, every lake that I've been on so far, they have had a map for it. So just having that map on hand in front of you has been extremely beneficial so far. It has a 45-pound thrust Minn Kota. I went with this specific design because I wanted spot lock. For those that don't know what spot lock is, to basically sum it up, in a windy area or when it is windy that day, I have a remote that's around my neck, and I actually don't have that remote with me right now, but I have a remote around my neck that has an anchor button, and wherever I'm fishing, when I select that anchor button, this trolling motor, it'll anchor down, and it's a GPS system that will keep me in the spot that I want to fish at. So that was the entire reason why I went with the Autopilot 120. Now I know I could have went and got an XI3 or something mounted on the front, but I wanted something that I was going to be able to purchase, and as soon as I left the store, be able to throw a battery in it and start fishing. And I'm going to tell you, I could not make up my mind on this or the Native, but I have no regrets at all getting the Autopilot 120. I absolutely love this boat. It has been great to me so far. I love the stability and everything about it. So that's the Garmin 93 SV, guys. Moving on up, we got the Yak Attack cell phone holder. I saw these online and I automatically knew that I was going to get one, just because I was keeping my phone in my pocket and stuff. Now they do have one that's a little bit longer than this. It has an extension. I would recommend you getting that one if you do decide to go ahead and get one. I love this one here. I love having it here on the boat, be able to give me the option to put my phone here, but I wish it would have some kind of an extension, and I could probably purchase that later on if I'd like, but just your standard cell phone holder, guys. Moving up, I got it's the Yak Attack cell block, and what I had this for previously on the Hoodoo Impulse over there on the wall was it had an extension arm that went into the water, and I have a 20 amp hour Yak Attack battery that sits inside this cell block to power up my 93 SV. I just liked that I was still going to be able to have my battery in here, but I did have to remove my extension arm just because my transducer is no longer on that arm. I've stored it underneath the boat. So that's really all this cell block is doing, is it's holding my battery. And then I have another option here to be able to put, like I could move this 93 SB over here if I wanted to store it a little bit out of the way. That's what I like about Yak Attack's accessories, is it's really versatile, and you can kind of just tweak it in the way that you want it to work. So moving up, well, I already talked about the Minn Kota. Y'all may not be able to see me now, but I'll come on this side. Minn Kota trolley motor. Again, guys, if you're on the fence about getting an old Town Autopilot, and if you have the funds, that's the biggest thing with this boat here. Is this is probably the priciest boat on the market. But if you have the funds and you're on the fence, I'm telling you, just go ahead and pull the trigger because this thing is phenomenal. I love it. So Minn Kota, 45-pound thrust. It's just plug and play here. So they got a cord here with the male adapter. You plug it into the boat, and the boat already comes pre-wired. So all your wire is in the hole going back to your battery box, which is stored underneath the seat. You just plug that in on the battery side, plug it in there, and that's it. You're ready to go. I got a Railblazer. I guess you call these a boat light. I'm not 100% sure. It's just that red and green light that you have to have when you're on the water. I have it up front. I wanted something that was really quick that I could just attach onto the boat, not have to do a whole bunch of wiring. Honestly, because I had picked this up right before one of the tournaments, and I needed something that was going to be ready to go out of the box. So out of the box, when you take this light off, all I had to do was put a few screws in this front hatch here, and if I can get this off, so that is the base of the light, and then the light will actually come apart, and it's just battery operated. As soon as you see your light is getting low, just swap them out, swap your batteries out, and you're ready to go. I would recommend if you go this route. Now, if y'all don't already, carry spare batteries. I mean, the remote on this autopilot takes AAA batteries, I believe. This takes batteries. I mean, I always carry spare batteries. I always carry spare batteries with me. So that's the Railblazer light there, and it just falls back into place. You lock it in, and you're ready to go. I had this from my other kayak. I had the Yak Attack cup holder already. This particular kayak, it already comes with 2 molded cup holders. They're great. They're deep. I love them. I just wanted to have an extra cup holder to be able to throw, lures I'm not using or just whatever really in here. Then I got the Yak Attack rod holders. Shout out to Cole's Army Surplus in San Angelo, Texas. When I went and picked up this boat, Chandler actually gave me a credit to get some Yak Attack accessories. That's the reason why I picked up the cell phone holder, the rod holders. And honestly, guys, I wasn't 100% sure with these rod holders if I was going to like them, just because I've heard a few guys say that when you're landing the fish that it's kind of in the way. And I mean, I'm not going to disagree with that, but I have caught fish with this being on my side, and it's doable. You can make it happen. What I really like about this setup here, guys, is that my rods are right next to me to be able to switch out. I have the Yak Attack Black Pack that also has rod holders in it, but my daughter Auden, say what's up. Say hi. Okay. You want to help me explain this kayak to all the viewers or what? Okay. So having access to the rods and reels to the left of me is what I like about this setup. Let me grab really quick just so I can show y'all what's powering up the motor. Okay, so when I went and picked up this battery, let me tell y'all really quick. I was researching on my phone, asking ChatGPT, like, man, what kind of freaking battery do I need? I really had no idea. I had just heard online that lithium was the best way to go. I do have a lead acid battery that I went ahead and purchased before this because I was anxious to get a Minn Kota trolley motor. I tried to set one up on my Hoodoo. That's another story I can tell later. But that lead acid battery was like half the weight of this lithium here. Again, guys, when I went and purchased this kayak, It was like it was the week of the tournament. So I went, purchased it, and I tried to get it rigged out right before the tournament. And believe it or not, I got about 80% of it rigged out. So, anyways, I went to, it's not Battery Joe's. I'm going to have to try to find where I purchased this battery. But it's an X2 power lithium 80 amp hour battery. And I would have went with the 100 amp hour, but they didn't have it in stock whenever I went to go try to purchase one. So there it is right there. If anyone's having any issues trying to figure out what kind of battery to use, I mean, lithium, even lead acid's going to work, but the lead acid is just extremely heavy. The only downside about these lithium batteries, guys, I mean, whether you're purchasing this one here or Dakota lithium, I mean, they're going to be pricey batteries. This one here, I think I spent around $800 for this one. So that's kind of explaining to y'all the whole battery situation, the power that's powering up the brains or the heart of the kayak, whatever you want to call this here. Go ahead and move on to the seat here. So the seat, it's a comfortable seat. The only thing that I saw when I purchased it was, not only saw, I purchased it and took it on the water. So I felt low to the ground. So I went and did some research, found a YouTube video of another angler. I don't know where exactly he's from, but he had some seat risers from Yak Hobby. Well, I went ahead and picked them up, and guys, I love it. I mean, there's some plastic molds that you stick underneath the already, these holders that come with the kayak. You just stick those molds underneath them both, and it raises your seat. I think those ended up raising about 2 to 3 inches, if I'm not mistaken. But it helps you stand up a little bit better. You're a little higher off of the water or off the kayak, and that's it. You got some seat risers there. And then we got, last but not least, the Yak Attack Black Pack. I got the 16x16, guys, and I went ahead and went with that battleship gray color that they have, and I think the combo looks absolutely great. And I also went ahead and opted for the short stack that they offer to be able to hold all of my soft plastics and such. And I think I have a video kind of at the beginning that kind of shows my setup with all my tackle, Plano boxes in the bottom, and all my soft plastics on the top. Really, the only other thing, guys, that I have up here to show y'all really is a PFD. I had a regular PFD that I purchased from Kohl's that worked. I mean, any PFD is gonna be better than none. But I picked up this NRS. Yes, ma'am. I love it. I love it. Do you want to show them or what? We'll go stand in front of the kayak. Everyone, check out Auden's dress and jacket. You want to do a little spin for everybody, mommy? Ooh, I love it. Oh, okay. So she wants to show y'all her PFD. So these. This one's mine. This one's theirs. And we picked them up where? At Academy? Yeah. And they work great, huh? But this one's a little old. Yeah, it is, but it still fits. Yeah. Well, I grow up more, it won't fit. Yeah, we'll have to get you a new one. Okay, so the NRS PFD I picked up on Amazon, and I, was watching. Yes, you can. Okay. So I watched some YouTube videos. I noticed a bunch of anglers with this specific PFD, and I like the mesh that it has on the back. And then also, this here helps you kind of sit back, and this will be on the top of the seat. So there's definitely a reason why everybody picks this one up. It's a very comfortable PFD to wear, and then it has a bunch of pockets. And then I have a whistle here in case of emergencies. And then I also carry with me a first aid kit that I picked up from Kohl's. And that's about it, guys. that is the 2025 tournament kayak setup from the Sovereign Fisherman, guys. If you liked the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Give me some feedback. Tell me what y'all like about it. Tell me what y'all setups look like. And that's about it. Y'all have a good one.